Yo, what is good, you guys? We got some breaking news from the WWE and Endeavor, and it turns out that Triple H is in full control of the creative side of the WWE. So that means that Vince McMahon is no longer in control of the brand, which is a nice touch and is a good idea because this man has been nothing but an embarrassment to the company throughout the year since it went PG. So at this point, Triple H got his hands full. He's already done an amazing job last year by bringing us every pay-per-views, starting with SummerSlam last year when Jake Paul made his debut. Interesting impression among the fans in the WWE locker room. So it wouldn't be surprised to me that Survivor Series is going to be one of the most banger jobs of the pay-per-views we had thus far. But it's the fact that Triple H is in full control of the WWE, which is really one of the best news we've ever had all day, and I'm glad that it's actually happening. And you started to notice it last week, Monday Night Raw, NXT, and on SmackDown when they beat Tony Khan from AEW. And speaking of Tony Khan, this man just cannot stop whining and bitching and complaining of the fact that they lost. Just take an L and move on and build your own brand and be better at what you do instead of whining and complaining and worrying about what Triple H is doing in the WWE. But it just seems like no matter how many times Tony Khan is on Twitter, he can never stop complaining. It is what it is. So that might be the reason why he lost against the WWE on Tuesday nights. But yeah, Triple H is in full control. I'm glad that this is happening. So we're going to take a look at the article from comicbook.com. So I'm going to see y'all there. Concern grew earlier this year that Triple H's creative reign over WWE would be short-lived. The WWE chief content officer took over the sports entertainment game day-to-day operation in July 2022, following Vince McMahon's initial retirement. The next 6 months that followed was one of the most champion times period by fans, as many praised WWE's refreshed roster, engaging storylines, and overall in-ring product. McMahon ended his brief retirement in January using his shareholding power to re-elect himself to chairman on the board. Once WWE sales to Endeavor Content was announced in April, McMahon's fingerprints were all over Monday Night Raw and WWE SmackDown once again. The months that followed involved a lot of tiptoeing. Some episodes of WWE TV showed signs of Triple H's leading to change, while others had glaring signals that McMahon was propertying the show. WWE sales to Endeavor was finalized in September. For the first time in his WWE tenure, McMahon was now answering to a higher power rather than being the higher power himself, while Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel had made it clear that he wants to keep McMahon around in the TKO area. His involvement may be strictly from a business perspective. According to PW Insider, there is internal belief within WWE that Vince McMahon is no longer involved in WWE creative. The report adds that WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H has been basically knighted by Endeavor to lead the creative charge. Publicly, Triple H never lost his power. WWE CEO Nick Khan has said in multiple interviews earlier this year that the former WWE's champion's role was unchanged by the Endeavor sale or McMahon's return. Specifically, Vince articulated that Paul remained the sole chief creative officer. So Khan said, Paul and Vince have a family relationship, a relationship that stands back to the mid-90s. Paul's in charge of creative. If he wants input from Vince, or Vince has ideas that he and Paul are going to communicate, that's always going to be the case. We're lucky to have Vince. We're lucky to have Paul in control of creative. WWE returns to programming with Monday Night Raw airing tonight at 8 p.m. So get ready. You know, it seems like for the first time in decades, Vince McMahon is going to have to answer to the higher power in Triple H or Endeavor now that he's not in control of the company. Even though he's still going to be around behind the scenes wise, but not to get involved with the creative stuff. Even though this is his company, but it never wanted Triple H to take full control of the creative side because they love what they're seeing, they love what he's doing with the company, with brands, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, and even some pay-per-views. So I can only imagine for Survivor Series that CM Punk might end up returning, but I heard that they rejected his plea to return to the company. I don't know if that was Vince's idea, but a few months ago, he was seen talking to some Raw and NXT stars, and Paul was actually interested in bringing him back, but Vince McMahon always has the last say so. So it seems like we're never going to get CM Punk in the WWE again. So at least they get their big stars like Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, LA Knight, among others in the PG era. So it's possible that they might end up going back to TV14 in the future because Nick Khan actually did say that at one point. But only time will tell if they're ever going to decide to go back to TV14 because it's time. So I'm glad that Triple H is back in full control of the WWE because I'm enjoying his product so far, and he's the reason I got back into wrestling last year. But when Vince McMahon was brought back into the company, I fell back off. So this time, you might see me do my reactions to Raw and SmackDown sometime next week, but not this week because I'm going to be doing a reaction video of Mortal Kombat Legends cage match on my TikTok. So make sure you guys follow me and tune in tonight at 8 o'clock because I will be doing my reaction and my full review on YouTube once all of that is finished. So I'm going to catch y'all.